Hi everyone, this is Linda Hicks with Scrap Stars Paper Crafting, and it is Sunday, so we have another Sunday paper fun. I have a really cool card today. It's called Stack and Switch card. So you're gonna make 3 cards, and let me show you a finished card here. Isn't this really pretty? And you can see I have 3 different types of pattern paper, but they kind of complement each other. And here's another one. So you make 3 of these. Here's another one. And I'm using Winterly Treetops for the stamp set and part of the die cut. And here, I can show you that one. This is Winterly Treetops, and it has dies that cut out the birds and stuff for you on the paper. Some of them you do have to fussy cut. I did fussy cut this cute little guy here because there wasn't a die for him. And then the paper is called Nests of Winter, and it is gorgeous. It has like this really pretty paper that I made a gorgeous layout with. And then it has like these papers, and then you got your birds here like this. And then if you switch it, of course you got your back sides of these, which are more neutral. Maybe not all of them, but some of them are more neutral, and you get a nice variety with this paper pack. And if you're a bird lover, this is a really pretty paper bag. You get a lot of birds with it, and they're really cute. All right, so let's move the camera down so you can see how to make the card. And you can use this with any paper that you have. It doesn't even have to be double-sided paper, but of course I did use double-sided paper, but it is really cute. So let's see. We're gonna turn my camera around, so you're gonna have to look at the ceiling for a minute. Again, one of these days I'm gonna get high-tech and get all these really cool things. Okay, you can see all my stuff. This is one of the little birds that came from the paper that I just die cut out. Isn't that really pretty? And here's another one, and it was die cut. It was a little different. It is this one. You can stamp it also with the stamp. It was a double bird, but it was on the corner of a piece of paper that I had. So I just put my die cut on it, and then just cut the one bird out, and then just trimmed up the side a little bit so it looked really good. All right, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 card bases that will match your papers that you chose. I also like to have a back, like a border around it. You could use you could actually cut your papers this size and just have the white border of the card or the color border of the card. And this would be 4 1/4. Or no, this is 4 by 5 1/4. But I like to have a little more of a color border because I'm using white, just a white base. So I have my 3 pieces of paper that I cut, and they're 1/4 inch smaller, and they're at 3 3/4 by 5. So they'll fit right in here nicely with a nice little border. And then you'll need 3 card bases. And so my card bases are just going to be the plain white. That's part of why I like to have a little added color in there. All right, and then just to make it a little easier when you're stacking your papers together after you cut them, you can glue them on just a thin piece of scrap paper, like copy paper, and that way it kind of holds the papers together. So let me grab my cutter, and we're going to move these things out of the way. And so here, I'm going to stack these. I cut all 3 of these the same size. So they were 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to stack them. And you do kind of want to look at direction. I think the direction kind of goes this way, but I didn't cut my paper this way. So I think it's going to work like this. But if you have directional paper, you do want to look at how your paper, the direction of your paper. And I might want to put the birds in front because I like to see how I cut them with the birds. Okay, so this is the fun part. We're going to cut. And you don't really have to measure for this. You can just eyeball it. And I'm going to kind of like cut the first piece at this angle. That way I have this cute little bird on top. And you can cut all three pieces at the same time. And then I'm going to turn it, make sure my stack is together. And I'm going to cut it like this, I think. All right, so like I said, you don't have to really measure this. It's just cutting at different angles. And then you've got three papers that are all cut at the same time. So you're going to just switch each one of them. So we're going to get our three pieces of paper here. And let's see if we can keep it all in the camera. All right, so then I'm going to take my first one here, and I'm going to put it at the top. I'm going to put this one at the top, and then my last one I'll put at the top. And then this one I'm going to put here, my middle. This one I'll put here at this middle, and I'll put this one here. And then my last piece, I want to use the only piece that's left. So I want this one here, and this one here, and this one here. So now I got my bases for my three cards, and I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. So I'll just do one. I'm going to put my piles here together so I don't lose where they are. And I'm going to they should line up really nicely. So I'm just going to take, I could take my green glue. That is always a good one to use. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and just down the middle, kind of like do that. And then I'm going to put my first piece right here. So I'm lining it up. And then I'm going to put my second piece. And I'm just going to stack it right on there. So stack and switch. And then my last piece is here with the pretty bird sticking out. And I'm just going to kind of line that up. So I'm just kind of lining these up ahead of time just so that I know that they're going to line up good. I could have probably just put it on my green background. Oops. And I probably need to let it dry just a tad. But that way, if you don't line them up perfectly, which could happen, you know, like if you like cut it and it didn't quite cut perfectly, what you can do then is put it on this other piece of paper, and then you could trim your edges just a little bit more before you put it on your card. So now that I have this all ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on. And I actually just use some, you can use, I'm going to use this paper or this glue because I like to have a little bit of wiggle room. And with this glue, it dries pretty quick, but it doesn't dry. And you just want a little thin line because you don't want bumpies on you. It dries pretty quick, but then I have a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that I got this centered just the way I want it. So now I'm going to put this down and make sure those are nice and smooth. And I'm going to use my, sorry for my big arm right there. Just going to use this here. I'm going to turn this actually, I think, and go like that on there, just to get that on there really good. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this into a Christmas card. And so I'm going to take, let me show you this cute little set. This is called Traditional Labels. It's got all these really cute sayings, and I know we all have a lot of Christmas sayings. The reason I got this is, yes, I like the stamp set, but I loved these die cuts. So I might as well get the bundles so that it all matches nicely. And I just love all of these because of, if you know, I like all these little fun, intricate borders around things. And I want to show you a little trick on this. If you can see how I got this to look like a double here is, and you can kind of see, these are kind of loose on the edges like this. And so all I did, I'm losing my voice now. All I did was just trim this. There's like one little hook right here, and I just trimmed that one little hook and trimmed it here. And then I have the exact size, and then it has this nice little border that will looks really cute like that with that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I think I'll use my snail with this. Oop, get my snail going here. And I'm going to just lay this over here. So did you guys understand that? I cut this out. This is and then I cut it out again in white. And then I just trimmed these little layers that are kind of loose anyway. And just, there's like a little hook here, and just trim them away. And then that gives me the perfect little border for this card. And so now I'm just going to line it up. So it has this nice little border here. Okay, so I'm going to put that, I think, like right about there. And then I want to decorate it with a little bird. It says Merry Christmas. I have a couple of cute little birds here. So I'm just going to pop that up. Do I want to have it up here and then have my bird down here? Kind of like it here, I think. Maybe put my bird over here, like the red bird. Kind of right. Yeah, maybe like that. I like that best. That looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And you could pop dot this as well. I thought about pop dotting that. And I'm just going to center that like there. And then I'm going to pop dot, I think, my bird a little bit here. So I'm just going to take some of our cute little dots here and put them on here. And then I think, let's see, where are my scissors? I'm going to go ahead and just cut the edge here a little bit, and then use this like thin part here for that little tail area. I'm just gonna, am I on the camera still? Just gonna cut this down just a tad and put this kind of on my tail just to hold that up a little bit. And then I have these cute little things. I'll just stick those on the, don't want to waste anything, you know. I'll put those on the berries on the top. Oops, they're sticking to my fingers. There we go. So, put that one on that one too. It's these details that make it look really pretty. And then if you have some twine, I don't think we have the gold twine left anymore, but they have this linen twine that looks really pretty too. We could just take these little pop dots off. And I'm going to put my little guy right here. Get that pop dot off my finger. So I'm going to kind of put him like here for the Christmas. Let's see if we can kind of line him up with this, with the berries and the loopy loops. So he's like that. And then I think I'm going to just take some twine and just wrap it a few times around like this. And maybe put it up here. So maybe a little bigger. And this is just the linen twine, and I love that because, yeah, I think I want a bigger loop. So I'll make it 4 fingers instead of just 2. And kind of loop it like that. I need my little glue dot. Where is my glue dot? There they are. Oh well. And I'm going to roll my glue dot here like this. on there. And we'll put this. I could put it on top. That looks pretty good. I was going to put it behind. Maybe I'll just put it on top. I think it looks really good on top. There we go. So here is that part. Then I just have to adhere it to my card base. So I have my card base all ready to go. And I got my first beautiful Christmas card for someone special. Get that glued on. And let's see. All right, that looks really nice. And then of course I like to use a few jewels. Let me show you a really cool trick. I just get plain jewels, but they have so many pretty ones. You can use all kinds. And then I just color them with my Stampin' Blends to the color that I want. So these I colored ahead of time. And let's see if I have picked my tool here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just push this down, pull this up. Whoa, and it goes flying. So I might wanna put maybe a little jewel here. I might put a jewel right there. Put a little jewel right here. And I could use the other side. That might be actually easier on me. And I don't think I like it there. I'm going to put it over here. Put it right here. And then maybe one more. Whoops. Oh, let's get this side. This has got like a little sticky thing to it. And it's all gooey. Of course, it presses out, but what it does is it picks up your jewel for you. Even, oh, this one's stuck to the thing, but picks up your jewel for you. Oh, leave it to me. This one's not working out too fun. Okay, and then this one, I would just slide it and then pick it up like that. It's so much easier if you do it like this to begin with, but there you go. So that's my demo. And here are the other cards that I did. And then you can see I cut it a little different. So let's show you the ones that I've already done using this. I didn't make them Christmas. This one I decided that I wanted to make Christmas. This one would have looked really pretty. It just says hello. So I might put Merry Christmas on the inside. Here's my other card. Just using some really pretty things. And then I just fussy cut these little birds out, but this one I actually used the die. So thanks for joining me today. This was fun. Oh, and you can see here, I didn't line these up very well. This was with my first attempt of this. And so what did I do? I trimmed it down so that and it still works out perfectly. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next Sunday. And I hope you love this card. Please try it, post, and also it really helps me if you like my post and comment and share it with your friends. I would like to get a little bit of a following. So if you share it, that helps me a lot. So thank you. Bye-bye.